a couple $1,000s for a starter kit. Ended up doing close to $20,000 a month with our mobile detailing business, and that was with 2 employees. We started with 40 grand. My name's Hank Woodward. My business is Ceramic Pro Daytona, and then we also own Global Mobile Detailing as well. We do ceramic coatings, paint protection film, window tinting, and then mobile detailing. We started, first we were selling cars at a dealership, and my brother was working in a detail bay, and then COVID happened, and I quit the dealership, and we ended up getting into the mobile detailing business, and then just slowly worked our way up to full shop doing all this. First, we started with just mobile out of a garage, and then over about a year period, we got busy enough, and then ended up getting a shop so we could expand into ceramic coatings.
What led you from the detailing into the coatings and tinting and things like that?
I don't know, it kind of just happened. We got into coatings because it was a better way to protect a car, and then from there, just, the company we work with, Ceramic Pro, they pushed us into getting into film, into window tint, and becoming an actual protection shop rather than a mobile detailing company.
Did you find that when you were detailing cars, you were realizing that it wouldn't be as much work if people just put up the correct coating on it?
Yeah, so the protection at first is a big part of it. So if you can just protect your car in the beginning, you don't have to come back and do all the every month trying to keep up with it.
Would you say you've kept a similar clientele and encouraged them to change over to the coatings, or would you say you have a whole new clientele now that you do more of?
Kind of both. Yeah, so it worked out. So people who actually cared about their car and wanted to protect it kind of went with us this way, and then we structured ourselves to be kind of a more luxury type business here where we're getting different clientele here. Usually we're doing 1 to 2 cars a day. Instead of running around doing 4 or 5 cars, spending 30 minutes to 2 hours on them, now we're spending anywhere between 8 and 40 hours on a car.
And is that just with the coatings, or is that including detailing? Are you doing a little bit of both, or
a little bit of both?
One?
Mostly coatings, so.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
mostly
you're really
coatings.
switching over to just coatings?
Yep.
Would you say it's like 50-50 between coatings and tinting, or would you say more one than the other?
It's more paint protection film and coatings. We don't do too much tinting at this point.
When you started your global mobile, how much did you have to invest to get the trailer, get that started to get off the ground?
We started with 40 grand. So 40 grand, we spent 26 on a van. And then from there it was 26 on a van, a couple thousand in equipment. But really, you could have done it with $5,000 if you wanted to.
And how did you get your first clients for that?
Door to door, walking around with, we printed out probably 500 flyers and then just went door to door in New Smyrna Beach.
Any other marketing advertising?
Not in the beginning. So I had somebody build a website eventually, and that didn't work out. So I took over that, and over the last 3 years, I built that to where it gives us sustainable business, where 50% of our customers don't really call, we don't market. They just find our website on Google, SEO, and do it that way.
Perfect.
When we first started the mobile detailing business, we were doing somewhere between 5-10 details a week, just trying to make it work. It was my brother and I, and we ended up, just looking on YouTube and finding ceramic coatings. And so we signed up with Ceramic Pro. We ended up doing coatings in our garage, which didn't work too well. So eventually, seeing the difference between price, coatings $1,000, $1,500, a details $200. We wanted to focus more on coatings, so we ended up searching for a shop, and it took us 6 to 8 months to get a shop. And then from there, we got the shop, started focusing on coatings more, and eventually just started transitioning from more mobile detailing to more coatings, and then started trying to hire out to keep the mobile detailing going.
So what was your initial investment into Ceramic Pro?
It was a pretty easy process. It was like 2.5, 3 years ago. You had to do it on a car, prove that you could do it, send them to pictures to corporate and prove that you could do a car, and then from there they'd certify you. And so from there, we ended up just being a certified installer for ceramic coatings. Once we started learning paint protection film and window tinting, they offered us the elite dealer status. So we own all of Volusia County. We can, nobody else can come in here. We get their leads, their marketing, all of that. So kind of just stair-stepped into a pretty good opportunity.
Do they work with dealerships and stuff and recommend you guys and send people here?
Mostly consumer. Almost all of it is consumer grade. The dealerships is kind of a harder thing to get into and actually make money doing. Especially detailing wise, it doesn't really make sense to do dealerships usually unless you're doing very high volume. We focus more on a consumer.
And as your marketing, I know you mentioned you were door to door initially for your marketing for mobile. Has your marketing changed?
Yes. When we first started mobile, I paid a guy $5,000 to build a website, and he was like, all right, we'll do all the SEO, we'll do all the marketing for you. And it was kind of a buddy of mine, and it didn't work out. So I started getting more and more into it. What's SEO? Checking on it, running stats on the website, and he was doing nothing. So eventually I started learning how to build a website, how to do local SEO, online listings, blog posts, putting content on the website, and now we have 126 reviews. We're #1 on Google for any search term here for both companies. Really, the website was the biggest part of the marketing.
And how much would you say do you spend on advertising and things like that? Are you running ads? Are you doing anything like that?
For the mobile detailing, nothing. So it's all just organic traffic. And then for Ceramic Pro, we run Facebook and Google ads. So usually we're about anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 a month.
And would you say you're getting most of your people from those ads? Or would you say it's more word of mouth?
Most of it's word of mouth. We'll get one customer off of an ad or something like that, and then we'll do an amazing job for them, and then we'll get 5 or 6 more customers out of them.
Do you guys have like referrals or anything like that?
We don't have a system for it, but it just kind of works out.
When did you get your first employee?
I'd say probably about 2 years ago we got our first employee, and he's actually still with us to this day. And that's been one of the biggest struggles, especially with mobile detailing, is trying to put yourself out of a job and replace yourself at every step so that you can do something like this where you come to a shop and do this. But now we have 4 employees total.
Would you say you are in more of a management role now, or are you also still working?
Trying to be, but I do a majority of the film here. We have guys that do ceramic coatings. The tint we kind of sub out most of the time because I don't have time to do it, but trying to be more of a manager role.
Are your employees all full time? Like how many hours are they working?
Most of them in the shop work kind of an hourly base pay. And then we do more of a commission structure for a majority of their pay. So they'll get base salary, and then if they're doing a coating, they'll get a percentage of the job. Usually it's anywhere between 8 and 20%. So depending on what the job is, how they do it, how much time it takes them, if they mess it up, mostly. So 8% you're messing it up. We're having to reprint film and wasting a couple $100, but.
So what do you have in store for growth, expansion of this business?
We've been like a Ceramic Pro elite dealer, technically franchised out for about 8 months now, and the opportunities here are just crazy. So we've been talking with Ceramic Pro, and we've signed a contract to get Ceramic Pro Lake Mary too. So hopefully the goal is to have 2 shops that are running relatively smoothly. My brother running this one and me running the Lake Mary one.
When you first started, what are some of the biggest expenses, and then like what now is some of the expenses that come with it?
Starting was the startup cost. So I mean, you could really start a mobile detailing business with a couple $1,000s and work your way up to it, and that's kind of the way we did it. But the van was our biggest expense up front. Over the last 3 years growing, one of the biggest ones was marketing, trying to figure out who could do it right, wasting a lot of money with different companies. It didn't really work. And then now our biggest expense is probably going to be employees, which is a great problem to have.
You guys have insurance type of thing?
For the mobile detailing, it's really not too bad because the only thing you've got to protect, general liability and commercial auto, which, if you're starting it out and you don't have a good driving record, might be pretty expensive. It's just something you got to have. So I don't even look at it as an expense, really.
What are some of the biggest struggles that come with your business?
Finding people is a hard one. I got pretty lucky where a lot of the people that are out there actually found me looking for work because they had detailing experience. One of the kids is from Vermont. He ran a shop, so he came to me. But the other thing is, once you start leveling up off of detailing, getting the coatings, learning the processes of coating. I've sent 2 of my guys out to California for training. Once you got into film, the learning curve for film is like 6 months before you can do a solid job by yourself. But the film learning curve is probably one of the biggest things that we have going on right now. And getting somebody who can do a film job, spend 6 months training them, investing in them, paying them more than they probably are giving you at first, but hopefully it ends up worth it.
What are some of the best things about your business?
The cars, for sure. Yeah, we get to hang out with very, very nice luxury cars all day.
Would you say your role gives you a little bit of flexibility, or do you feel like you're finding yourself working more?
When I started, it was, just put your head down, do what you have to do. If you got to work 70 hours a week, you work 70 hours a week. But over time, we kind of figured out that structuring it the right way and, obviously trying to replace yourself, make it look more like a real business than just, some kids out there mobile detailing, trying to make some money, kind of gave me some more flexibility. So now we only work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. If we have to stay, we have to stay. But it's kind of giving me flexibility and, unless we're doing, a crazy film job where I have to, it's a 40-hour labor job, we're in and out, and most of the time I have the flexibility to take sales calls and talk to people rather than work all day. Compared to every other shop out there, there's some really good shops, but we treat every car like it's ours. So we understand, we're not just trying to get them out the door. We're going to do our absolute best. Once you do the initial investment on your car, you don't have to worry about it. Rock chips, we've got film to stop it. All the stuff that's going to stain the outside of your car, coating will help it. You do it at first, and you're set for the whole life of the car.
What are 3 tips of advice that you can give to other entrepreneurs?
One would be learning everything yourself. So, when we started, marketing was a big one for us. We didn't know how to do it. We ran through 4 or 5 different companies. It took thousands of dollars for us, saying they're going to do this, building a website. Just, it never worked out. So, spending time learning all the things that are important to your business, whether, say, you only like detailing cars, still learning how to do the website is probably the biggest thing for us. And then 2 is just investing in your people. You're only as good as the people that you have out here. Really lucky with 4 guys that are really good right now. So investing in your people, it might not be worth it in the beginning, but if you stay with them and train them and do it the right way, it'll work out. It's customer service. I don't know. I got lucky. I started selling cars. So I used to be a little 18-year-old who was didn't like talking to people, and that forced me to do it, and it just became something I like to do. But if you can create a bond with your customers, we're more than a detail shop. Customers call me personally with problems. That's what you want.
And the protectants you guys offer?
So our 2 biggest ones are going to be paint protection film and then ceramic coatings. And so a lot of people will call and go, hey, I want a full body paint protection film, which usually is a little bit more than what most people need on a daily driver, and it gets relatively expensive. So this is our best package right here. This is what we call the Ultimate Armor Package. It's only available at Ceramic Pro Elite dealers. All of our services, whether you're getting a 2-year coating or a lifetime coating or paint protection film, they're all report to Carfax, warranted and backed by Carfax, and they're transferable. So say you get this, which is a lifetime warranty. You'll get the full front to stop rock chips with paint protection film, stop the bugs, and then the rest of the vehicle will get an ion coating. Same with the wheels and calipers, same with all the glass on the vehicle. And say you keep that car for 5 years and then you sell it, then you can transfer that warranty to the next owner and maybe get some value off the back end of it as well. And so that includes our full front paint protection film, which is by far our most popular film package, which if you can see right here, is kind of, exactly what it covers. And then of course we do, front bumpers as well. Yeah, the full front is definitely our best seller and most protection. Our 2 different films that we offer, we have a self-healing ceramic coated film, which differs than most film in the industry. Most film is just self-healing and then you can come back and do a ceramic coating on top of it. But this actually has an engineered top coat layer that acts just like a ceramic coating, so it's super easy to take care of. And then this is our matte film. So it offers you a little bit of restyling while still giving you rock chip protection, all of that. So it's better than vinyl. It's going to last a lot longer than vinyl. Vinyl's 3 to 5 years, maybe 6, 7 if you're taking care of it. This comes with a 12-year warranty. No delamination, peeling, cracking, any of that.
So as far as revenue, where did you start when you were just a mobile detailing company, and how have you grown that, or how has the revenue stream changed as you've converted over to Ceramic Pro?
When we started, we were scraping by trying to get a couple $1,000 a month out of it, just my brother and I, and it was more about building the company, and so we didn't make too much revenue. But as we built and got more organic traffic, more customers, more repeat business, we ended up doing close to $20,000 a month with our mobile detailing business, and that was with 2 employees, still without marketing. And over time, once we transitioned into this, it dropped down to about $15,000 or so, just because the effort on my part wasn't fully there 100%. But once we moved into the film and the luxury type detailing that we do here, we started off around the $20,000 range, and now we're doing about 10 to 15 a week and averaging about 60 a month in revenue. The majority of our revenue stream, come from coatings and then paint protection film as well. So it's about 50-50 on that, and then window tint we're not too far into yet, so it usually accounts for 5 or 10% maybe. What he's doing right now is he's setting up the window film. So what this machine is a plotter, 65-inch plotter, 60-something inch plotter. So what it does is we can put film in there, or we can put window tint in there. Basically, instead of placing a full roll of film on the car and then hand cutting everything, this will print out everything for us. So, kind of reduces our liability and the chances of us cutting a car or something going wrong. And so we'll pull it up in our system here, which this is the biggest part of our business, investment wise, to get into paint protection film. The machine itself costs anywhere between $7,000 and $10,000. And then this costs $300 a month to run. So, we've got all of our windows patterned, so it'll cut out window for us. And then it'll also cut out paint protection film. Like here's a hood. So it'll cut that out for us completely. So we've got in a Jeep Cherokee. So this is the window patterns for it. So you can see, like, here's the front windshield, here's a visor strip, there's the sunroof. And then if we wanted to do film, here's the bumper, which on this car, there's really not much film wise, but like here's a fender. So this will be one of the side fenders. And so we'd put our film in there and it would cut this out for us. We'd take it off and then apply it to the actual car. Yeah, so this one is a full body gloss paint protection film. And so it is getting every single panel that's painted and can get some sort of film on it is gonna have a piece of paint protection film on it. So this job in total is 7,800. And so it should take about 4 days with 2 people on it, 4 to 5 days ish. And like this has already got some film on it, if you want to see what it looks like. So of course we'll, we let it sit and dry out overnight, the edges. And so we'll come back and fold all of these in, and we try to hide every single edge that we possibly can. It is thicker than vinyl. So around these corners, we can't wrap it 100% because it'll just bunch up eventually. So we'll cut relief cuts into these corners and then wrap all the edges so you won't be able to see an edge. We try to take everything apart when we do it, take off emblems, mirrors are gone. I haven't figured out this door handle yet, but all the other door handles are off. Anything we can take off to make a cleaner install, we will. So this will probably come off. These will come off and be reapplied on top of the film because you don't want to have a cutout of this. You'd rather just take it off and reapply it on top. Most of the technicians that work here are working on a base kind of pay and making commission. And so more than just labor, we're not just sending guys out anymore to just do, $15, $20 an hour labor. You might get a base pay of $15 or $20 an hour to work here. And then we have a great commission scale that provides opportunity to grow, with us. We want to invest in our people. Like our coding guys, they make 15% of jobs. Film guys make 15% of jobs. If we're doing a film job, it's anywhere between 800 on the very low end and, close to $9,000 on the high end. Our guys are making pretty good money. So, we love investing in them, training them, sending them to get training. So we're always looking for people. If this is something that might interest you and you like cars, let us know.
Do you offer any benefits or anything to your employees?
We do. So we offer full benefits, health, dental, all of that. And then, of course, we do payroll. And, if you wanted to be strictly commission, we have a couple tenors that'll help us out and 1099 them, and they'll make, just supplemental income, basically. It's crazy. Good film guys can make 120, 150 a year.